Social engineering attacks are attacks that are on humans or individuals in order to trick them into revealing either personal information or organisation information that can then be potentially used to harm both themselves and the organisation. These days, the most common form of social engineering attack is the phishing email, which is an email that is, again, designed to trick an individual into revealing information or potentially running a document or macro or something that causes them harm. But there are actually many different types of social engineering attacks, everything from phone calls to vishing, which is voice phishing. There's also leaving voice messages, baiting, tailgating. There's a range of different techniques that can be used as a social engineering attack. Social engineering essentially happens partly because of human trust. In general, humans and people are trusting of others, and without becoming a little bit suspicious can often be tricked into doing things that they don't want. Now often, if you're having a look at, say, something like a phishing email, one of the most common forms is, your account is about to expire, click here to change the password, or something like that. Now it's a very, very simple technique, and then if you click that and you put in your username and password, then the attacker has got your credentials. But there are more sophisticated phishing attacks and social engineering attacks as well. One of the more interesting ones that I've heard of recent years, and this doesn't happen so much here in Hong Kong, but certainly happens in other countries, is that someone will call the service hotline of a telecom company, for example. They'll have a recording of a crying baby in the background. They'll sound very stressed. And they'll be saying, I've just lost my phone, I need to get another SIM, can you help me out? And of course, with the combination of the crying baby and the stress and the urgency of it, and of course, what is the job of the person that they're calling? Well, their job is customer support. When you think about that, their job is to help people. And so by leveraging a little bit of social engineering techniques, like I said, the crying baby and so on, they convince that customer service agent to help them out. And of course, they may not know the questions that they're supposed to know for a reset or to be able to prove who they are. And of course, it'll be blamed on the fact that they're in stress at the moment. And so they can then convince the customer service agent to send the SIM card to a new address, to a different, that they have on record and so on. And so that then gives the attacker the SIM card of the individual, which can then be used to do password resets and other things, to do identity theft. And it's just those types of things where they're often leveraging an attack on customer support in particular against people whose job it is to try and help other people with their difficulties. And that's really what the heart of social engineering attacks are about. In general, protecting yourself against social engineering just means being a little bit suspicious, a little bit cynical, particularly when you're getting emails or other calls where people are asking for information that they potentially shouldn't be asking for. If you're getting an email that takes you to a website to enter your credentials, essentially don't do that. In general, if you need to go to a website like a banking website or something like that, you should be not clicking on a link in an email, but directly typing that into a web page itself, so that you know you're going to the right website instead of it being a phishing website.